there's this gentleman, Dr. Sadiq Amali, who is of the Department of Sociology, Criminology and Security Studies, Federal University, Jigawa. He is specialist, he says, is in offender rehabilitation. He joins us virtually this morning from Dutse, as you can see there. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program today.
Good morning, Chamberlain. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Now, you say that you tried to get across to the ministry, the minister, about this particular matter before it happened. So could you tell us what you told me behind the scenes about why you tried to reach out to them in order to prevent this kind of scenario?
Okay, good morning, fellow Nigerians. I've had a professional contact with the minister and the Controller General of Corrections on the rising cases or prevalence of jail attacks or the jailbreaks in the country. And I saw it coming, and this is not the first time it's happening. And unfortunately, this might not be the last. It keep on happening. So my general view is that there could be, it's a national embarrassment, and it's a failure on the part of the intelligence of, I'm sorry to say, the Nigerian Correctional Service and other security agencies, and there should be a synergy between the Nigerian Correctional Service and other security agencies to prevent the possibilities of either attempted jailbreak or maybe attempted jailbreak or maybe even a successful jailbreak.
Why did you reach out? How did you see it coming?
Yeah, I saw it coming because of the cases. There were rising number of cases. In 2021, we had it in Oyo, we had it in Benin. So you can see that it kept on happening. And when they were decongesting the correctional centers due to COVID, I had a professional contact with the minister, and I advised him on certain measures on the dangers of decongesting the prisons. Although there were criteria that ought to be met before decongesting the prison, maybe based on age, based on ailments. But these people with ailments, or people that had few years to complete their jail term, what if they go back to the wider society and try to collaborate with other dangerous elements and then trying to release their fellow colleagues that were in custody? So I saw it coming. The minister reacted to my correspondence, and I think that maybe the security measures put in place were not adequate, or maybe there was a bit of lapses on the part of the correctional system or correctional service.
Now, that letter which you speak about, titled Nigerian Correctional Service and the Pandemic COVID-19, the swift decongestion of custodial centers and its possible implications to national security. Did you get any response? I mean, why is this decongestion, what role could it have played in this particular attack?
Yeah, what I just said, the possibilities that some dangerous elements who were granted unexpected release may have gone back to the society to collaborate with other dangerous elements or other criminals to facilitate the jailbreak. Although certain criteria ought to have been met, which was well explained in the reason for decongesting the correctional centers, but it could still be a problem in terms of compromising existing national security.
Well, you told me that some of those who have been released could have played the role in helping coordinate and give information to those would-be attackers. Did you get any report whatsoever that could have been a possibility?
Yeah, it could be a possibility based on my knowledge of criminology and based on the presence of dangerous elements, and maybe knowing the security, the prison architecture. but that is by other inmates and then relating it to other criminals. Because if you look at it, there has been a decline in the security apparatus in the Nigerian correctional system. There's a need for a culpable guardian, which the culpable guardians are there, but how effective are they? When I say culpable guardian now, it means the security measures like the armed officials, that is the barricades or the checkpoints before you reach the correctional centers. So if these things are not put in place and the inmates, sometimes it could be a bit of a compromise between by correctional officials, inmates, and likewise the dangerous elements outside there, who could say that the security measures in the correctional centers is not effective. They can tell them, okay, we have only 10 men guarding us. So by the time 200 people or 200 terrorists come to the correctional centers, it's easy to say that they will be overpowered.
Dr. Amali, the issue of that protection that you talked about is something that I had been looking forward to ask the general. We'll get to him shortly. But when you talk about the overpopulation and decongestion process of the prisons, the correctional facilities that we have, there are those who have raised questions about the fact that something in the region of 60 to 70% of people, 74,000 plus of them in the various correctional facilities, are awaiting trial. I don't know if there was anything or conversation that you had with the minister involved the decongestion process using the judicial system, seeing that they are largely awaiting trial, and if their trial had been done and dusted, at least maybe some of them would have been released justifiably through the courts.
Yeah, if you look at it, I've conducted several studies in correctional centers in Nigeria, and I can confirm that to you that 90% of correctional centers in Nigeria are congested with awaiting trial inmates due to problem of missing files, death of maybe a suspect, or death of a witness, or all those kind of things. So I can confirm to you that there's the high congestion rate of awaiting trial inmates, and that was why when they were decongesting the correctional centers, like I said earlier, there were some criteria that ought to have been met, which according to the Ministry of Interior, some inmates were aged, some inmates had terminal ailments, but sometimes these inmates are even innocent, because I've seen an inmate who told me that he was accused of stealing tomato and he was on awaiting trial in a custodial center, which I don't want to mention, for about 6 years. So largely, the Nigerian correctional system is synonymous to congestion. But this is not only common with Nigeria, even across the globe, Britain and other countries, they have this problem of congestion. But I think from what I've seen in most correctional centers in Nigeria, it's really alarming.